How can you make a woman feel attracted to you, even when she seems completely uninterested? Have you ever found yourself talking to a woman who seems incredible, yet no matter what you do, her interest just isn't there? You try being nice, you give her attention, but somehow, the more effort you put in, the more distant she seems to become. What most men fail to understand is this: you're probably not doing the wrong things. You're simply doing the right things in the wrong order. Attraction doesn't develop the same way logic does. Today, I'm going to reveal 7 psychological triggers that can genuinely spark desire. And I should warn you, the last one is extremely powerful. It can shift everything quickly, yet very few people know how to use it properly. Before we continue, there's something important you need to understand. No one ever taught you this. You didn't learn it in school. Society never explained it either. Female attraction isn't driven by logic. It's driven by emotion. While you've been trying to prove yourself through words, explanations, and reason, her deeper mind has been picking up on completely different signals without you even noticing. Studies in evolutionary psychology suggest that attraction often operates through mental shortcuts. These are deeply rooted patterns that the brain reacts to automatically. Once you understand them, everything changes. You stop chasing. You stop forcing outcomes. Instead, you naturally become the kind of man women feel drawn toward. Let's begin with the first trigger: masculine presence. This has nothing to do with appearance or muscles. It's about energy. When you walk into a room, do you occupy space confidently, or do you quietly make yourself smaller? Women notice this within seconds. A man who moves with calmness, who isn't rushing around, and who doesn't constantly seek approval through people's reactions, sends a powerful message without saying a word. His presence alone communicates value, and that grounded energy is rare. What is rare often becomes attractive much faster than words ever can. Picture yourself at a social gathering or a bar. Instead of nervously scanning the room, you remain relaxed. Your shoulders stay back. Your breathing becomes steady. You observe your surroundings without anxiety. That small adjustment completely changes how women perceive you. Her subconscious attention switches on. She senses something different, not because you tried harder, but because you became more centered within yourself. The second trigger is emotional challenge. Most men agree with everything a woman says because they're afraid of creating tension, but attraction isn't built through endless agreement. A little contrast often creates chemistry. When you playfully challenge her or lightly disagree, you create polarity, and polarity creates attraction. For instance, if she says she loves waking up early, instead of instantly agreeing, you smile and say, "Really? You look more like a snooze button professional." It's playful, not insulting. That small challenge demonstrates confidence. It shows you're comfortable expressing yourself. You're not trying to impress her. You're engaging with her. That's where the spark comes from. Attraction thrives on contrast, not constant validation. If this is resonating with you so far, hit the like button. It helps more men discover information they were never taught. The third trigger is selective attention. This is where many men lose their advantage. They invest too much attention too quickly. Instant replies, canceling plans, always being available. The female mind often interprets this as low value. A man with a meaningful life isn't available every second of the day. You should be interested in her, but you should also be invested in your own life. Purpose is attractive. When you have goals, hobbies, friendships, and direction, your time becomes more valuable. You stop revolving around her world, and that naturally creates curiosity. She becomes interested in the man who already has a fulfilling life, rather than someone who abandons everything for her attention. Interest grows through balance, not through games. The fourth trigger is intentional listening, not just hearing her words, but remembering what they mean. When you recall details she casually mentioned and bring them up later, you immediately stand out. People connect emotionally when they feel truly seen. For example, she once mentions that she loves orchids. A few days later, you send her a photo of one you came across and tell her it reminded you of her. That level of attentiveness carries weight. It shows presence. It shows genuine care. And care, combined with strength, is highly attractive. This kind of behavior creates emotional connection much faster than compliments ever will. The fifth trigger is calibrated vulnerability. Many men believe they need to appear completely invulnerable, but women don't connect with perfection. They connect with authenticity. When you confidently share something real, a challenge you've faced or a fear you've overcome, without portraying yourself as a victim, you become more relatable, grounded, and human. Vulnerability paired with stability creates trust, and trust opens the path to desire. True strength isn't pretending you have no flaws, it's being comfortable with them. The sixth trigger is gradual physical touch. Research shows that light, respectful touch can increase the release of oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. A brief touch on the arm while laughing, a gentle brush of the shoulder while walking. Nothing forced, nothing rushed. These small moments create positive physical associations. Her mind begins connecting your presence with comfort and warmth. This level of connection is exactly what I cover in my complete guide, Attraction Secrets. It goes far beyond theory and focuses on real-world application. Now let's talk about the final trigger, the most powerful one of all, controlled unpredictability. The human brain loves dopamine, and dopamine is often created through rewarding uncertainty. When there's a slight element of unpredictability about you, you become more intriguing. This doesn't mean being inconsistent or unreliable. It means maintaining balance. Sometimes you're warm, sometimes you're challenging, sometimes you initiate, sometimes you allow space. You preserve a sense of mystery, and mystery keeps her thinking about you even when you're not around. Now you have genuine tools, not manipulative tricks. Use them respectfully. Use them with intention. You don't need perfection. You simply need the right strategy.